Today on Serve and Learn. I hope you're hungry because today we're going to look at the food of the Dominican Republic. We'll also check out the sports and the games, the art, and the music. This and more coming up next on Serve and Learn.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to this week's edition of Serve and Learn. I'm Brian Link, and it's great to have you with us today. We have a great show because we're going to find out some more cool things about the Dominican Republic. We've already learned about the location, the animals, and the people that inhabit this island, but today we're going to find out a little bit about the food that fill the Dominicans' bellies, what sports and games are played, what kind of music there is, as well as what kind of art is produced. I don't know about you, but I'm ready. So let's go start with one of my favorite things, the food. Hi, I'm standing outside of a local Dominican restaurant, the perfect spot to talk to you about the food. Eating and drinking are two very important things here in the Dominican Republic since it's more of a social activity. Many workplaces close for lunch at noon and do not reopen until 2 or 2:30. The time following lunch is siesta, or as we like to call it, national nap time. Families eat together, and it's not uncommon for guests to be offered soda, coffee, water, or other food. Even the bank here in Monte Cristi offers cafecitos, little cups with black sweetened coffee.
Lunch is the main meal of the day, and the typical lunch for the Dominican is called la bandera, or in English, the flag, which consists of white rice, stewed beans, some kind of meat, usually chicken, beef, or goat. That's right, I said goat, with fried green plantains, also known as tostones, and salad. Bananas and plantains are a staple and are eaten in a number of ways: boiled, stewed, fried, and candied. The main way that Dominicans eat bananas or plantains are when they are still green. They peel, boil, and mash them, and they taste a lot like mashed potatoes. Also, a traditional stew here is called sancocho and has many kinds of meats and vegetables in it. On September 15, 2007, chefs from Venezuela broke the Guinness World Record by serving 15,000 liters of sancocho. That's the largest stew ever, enough to feed 70,000 people. The Dominican Republic is a hot country, and it's important that the people drink lots. So down here, all kinds of juices, smoothies, and shakes are popular. Smoothies, also known as batidas, are made with crushed fruit, water, ice, sugar, and sometimes milk. Passion fruit and tamarind juice are also popular along with orange juice. Dominican cooking does not use spices that are very strong, but hot sauces are produced here for people who want to add a little spice to their food. Most Dominicans make more than one trip a day to their local colmado, which you found out last week from Megan that colmados are very small grocery stores which sell most foods in small quantities. It's not uncommon to see children running to their nearest corner store to buy just enough rice or beans for their next meal. Cassava, flat and round cassava bread made from ground baked yuca, is a staple of the Dominican diet, and it dates back to the time of the Taino Indians when they were living on the island before Columbus. Cassava was one of the Taínos' principal foods.
No matter what culture you're in, you'll always find people looking for ways to have a good time. I'm sure that you even have special games that you play with your own families. The national game here in the Dominican Republic is dominoes, played with dominoes that have up to 6 dots. Do you hear that sound? In every city, town, and countryside here, you can hear that familiar sound of dominoes pieces being mixed together or slammed onto the game board. Let's take a closer look.
Dominican children and adults play this game passionately. Many people even have a game board similar to this specifically for dominoes. Not long ago, viejitos, the older generation, would be the ones normally to play, but now more and more younger people are playing. Many games are played for money, and it becomes a very, very serious event. Speaking of playing, many children here are not glued to the TV or video games or computers, but oftentimes spend many hours playing outside. The national sport here is baseball. Volleyball is gaining popularity, as is basketball and cycling, but it's baseball that captures the hearts of the Dominicans. When we return, we'll join Megan, who is at a local baseball field in Monte Cristi. But first, it's time for another Serve and Learn Spanish Word of the Week. Today's word, sport.
The word for sport in Spanish is deportes, deportes, deportes.
And one more time.
The word for sport in Spanish is deportes, deportes, deportes.
This has been another Serve and Learn Spanish Word of the Week.
Hi, we're at a local baseball practice here in Monte Cristi. For over 100 years, baseball has been the center of cultural life in the Dominican Republic. Historians suggest that baseball first came to the island around the 1880s. The United States played an integral, though indirect, role in bringing baseball here. The United States first brought the game of baseball to Cuba in the mid-1860s. Then it was said that the Cuban immigrants fleeing their country's 10-year war spread the game of baseball throughout the Caribbean, including the Dominican Republic. The first baseball teams on this island were formed in either the years of 1894 or 1895. Today we have with us Louis Doma, a resident here in Monte Cristi, who also plays on the local baseball team. Louis, how long have you been playing baseball?
I have been playing for 6 years.
6 years. What position do you play?
I played 7 days.
Any other positions?
I like shortstop and outfield.
What's your favorite Major League Baseball team?
Team is
New York Yankees. What does baseball mean to you as a player in the Dominican Republic?
Baseball for me, it's a special sport that I love it, and for our country, it's our sport, our favorite sport.
Okay, thanks, Louis. Also, the first Dominican to enter the major leagues was Ozzie Virgil, and he happens to be a neighbor of the orphanage here in Monte Cristi.
Aside from baseball and other sports, music here is an integral part of daily life. Music, especially when accompanied by dancing, is important throughout the country. Merengue is native to the Dominican Republic and is very popular here, as is bachata, which is more rural. Merengue festivals are held in Santo Domingo and Puerto Plata. Reggaeton, which is like rap, is also very popular among the younger generation. Traditional musical instruments of the Dominican Republic include a tambora, which is similar to a drum, guira, and an accordion. That's right, you can find music in all forms here in the Dominican Republic. In fact, sometimes some cities have their own orchestra. Here is an orchestra playing in the city center of Monte Cristi. Here is the home and studio of a local Dominican artist, the perfect place to talk to you about the art of the Dominican Republic. Amber, which you might recognize from the movie Jurassic Park, is fossilized tree resin, or sap, from ancient forests 30 to 90 million years ago. Dominicans sell amber that they mine here in pieces, carved, and in jewelry. Larimar, a beautiful blue mineral, was discovered in 1974 by Miguel Mendez, a Dominican, and Norman Reiling, a member of the American Peace Corps. They named the stone after Miguel's daughter's name, Larissa, and Mar, which means sea in Spanish. Basketwork, pottery, ceramics, wood sculptures, and simplistic paintings are traditional handicrafts that are made and sold in the Dominican Republic. Taino art, found in caves on this island, have inspired Dominican and Haitian artists to paint replicas that are mass reproduced to sell primarily to tourists.
That does it for today's show. But remember, there are a lot of cool features on the Serve and Learn website, so be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.